Hello, this is Davide Biocchi, and here we are for this Sunday intermarket analysis. We have the possibility to see the background of the market, to see whatever is going on the different asset classes here. So, first of all, thank you for being here, and let's start with the currencies and especially with the euro dollar. So, as we can see clearly here, the euro dollar is now in a sideway. The sideway has his, let me say, support in the area of 117, even if we have an intermediate level here, and then we have another intermediate level here, and then we have a key level at 120. So which price are the intermediate key levels? 119.20, 119.15 is the intermediate resistance that we have here, and the intermediate support that we have here is around 17,500. So 1.175. So this is more or less the price that we have here, that it can work as a support, but mainly we are in a sideway. So it's a very interesting situation, because we can clearly see that the euro dollar market is completely flat at the moment. Let's switch to the GB pound US dollar, so the cable, to see if the situation is like that. Is quite similar, and in this case we can say that we have a dollar becoming stronger than the pound again, and trying to reach again the support that now we can see clearly at 1.28. So 1.28 is a support here. 1.35 is the main resistance that we can see here, okay? And then we have an intermediate level that we can see here at 1.42, that is more or less this historical level. If the market will go under 1.28, again it will work strongly, really strongly, 1.265. So it's really 7. It's really an important key level that we can see clearly here. Let's see also the dollar with other currencies exchange, like the Australian dollar, that continue in the uptrend here, even if in the last 2 weeks the situation was very flat. Not so far is the situation with the New Zealand dollar. Again, quite similar situation, unable to overtake the previous maximum at 0.67 268 that we have here. So this is the area that we must look at, and the main support that we have here is around 0.66, as we can clearly see. Not so far the situation with the Canadian dollar, even if after a very long downtrend, the situation is now going to become more normal. So as we can see, this trend line was interrupted here, and here we have something like, let me say, a flat situation that can change if the market will be able to overtake this key level that we can see around 1.42, 1.4250. So more or less this is the level that can offer to the market a clear situation connected to the recovery of the US dollar. So finally, let's see the situation of the US dollar with the Japanese yen, that was for a long time into a box, but then that box ended last week, and so we can see that clearly the market ran really a lot to the next support, that is this key level. So the market is around this one. In case of violation of this one, we can go back to this main support that we have here, the COVID support. But let me say, let's see what is going to happen around this level that is the present support for the moment. So it's really interesting what is happening with the Japanese yen, in my opinion. Let's switch to the commodities, and let's start with the oil. After the OPEC Plus meeting, virtual meeting, where the, let me say, countries said something like, let's stop, let's respect, let me say, the decision to cut of some million barrels per day the situation, and all the countries decided to go for this decision. And in this case, we have an immediate recovery, but this is more connected to the request to respect the cut in the production, and not because of some, let me say, more important demand on the side of crude oil. So this is again a problem that make the price rising back to $40 or around there. But the problem still continue to exist for the companies that are working, let me say, in this sector. So don't forget that the oil sector and the bank sector are the one less, let me say, less performing, the worst performing that we have since the beginning of the year, so year to date in the S&P 500. And do you know why? This is because we have a very strong action from the offer side. We have nothing from the demand side, and the companies that are producing, they are in a very big difficulty. Imagine that again, the Baker Hughes report, weekly report, went again under 180, exactly 179, let me say, active sites. So it's really a bad situation for the oil. So let's switch to the gold. The gold is still blocked in this trading range. We can clearly see $1,900 as a support here, and we can find the price of 1,975 as a resistance, first resistance here, but then we have 2,000, then we have 2020, and then we have a previous historical maximum. So in case of violation of this sideways, we will see this price moving, maybe stopping and moving again. So we can expect the market to react. The situation will be in a certain way different in case of movement under 1,900. In that case, we can probably see the oil around 1,820 to 1,800 really in fast time. What about the situation of the silver, and what about the situation of the copper? We will soon see. So the silver, it's here, and the situation is very, very similar than the gold. So we have a sideways here. On the silver is more clear the sideways than the triangle that we have on the gold. But again, we have a support here a little bit over 26, and the resistance is a little bit less than 28. So 26, 28 is a present trading range, and we can expect exiting from there the silver to move up or down. It depends from the side. Again, let's see what is going to happen on the copper. So the copper is still around this 3.1. That is a very strong resistance. We have a congestion, terrible congestion here, from 2.96 to 3.1. This is a terrible congestion in case of overtaking this price. 3.3 is, in my opinion, the main target that we can see going back to the prices of 2018. So this is what we can see on the copper. And finally, let's switch to the stock indices. So first of all, let's see the Nasdaq, because this is a very important figure. It seems the Nasdaq break the support here, and this movement immediately is now again at 10,700, and in my opinion the target could be this key level of 10,300 that we can clearly see here. So 10,300, it seems to me to be the most interesting support that we can see here. So in this case, we can say that we have a downtrend here, then a flag, and then maybe again a downtrend. In case of recovery over 11,000, my opinion is that we can still continue to stay in between that price and 11,600, that is the resistance here. Not so far is the situation of the S&P 500, even if we can clearly say that the Nasdaq is now weaker than the S&P 500. In my opinion, this area from 3,230 to 3,200 is the support area, as we can clearly see here. And it seems that the market is going through that target. So not so far, because I expect the S&P 500 to be stronger than the Nasdaq in the next period, in the short-term period, okay? So what about the situation in Europe? The DAX is continuing, well, it's going down, but it's continuing to maintain the figure of the strongest European index because it's very close to the first support. But if we compare to the situation of the Dow Jones 50, so the Euro stock, this is now on the second support, not so far from this 3,150.40 that we can consider as a support. The second one is connected to the minimum of June and the maximum of May, and it is around 3,035, more or less, it is around this. And very similar is the situation connected with the Italian index. We are around the support at 19,000. The next one will be 18,300, minimum of June, maximum of May. Here we are with this price. Looking over, we have this clear resistance at 20,500 that was not, the market was not able to reach again in this month of September. So this is more or less a trading range. Let's see what is going to happen in the market in the next period. So this is all from Italy. Our intermarket analysis will be back on Wednesday. So thank you and bye-bye from Davide Biocchi. Ciao.